Good evening. Okay, my name is Junior, student of academic communication course. And today I'd like to share my article titled Analysis of Gloss Texture in Plastic Part Obtained by Injection, a survey of the view of a professional in the automotive sector. Okay, let's start. Okay, here we can see agenda. We start the introduction and we finally have a reference about this job. Uh, Here we can see the characterizing study area and keyword polymers, injection process, texturing, automotive parts, and gloss. Okay, introduction, justification context. We can see information about the other actors. For example, Callister 2060, he say polymers can be divided into three categories: fibers, rubbers, and plastic. Okay, according Harper and Petrie, 2003, the word plastic means material that can be molded. Joesse Almeida et al., 2021, confirmed that injection mold is the most important process polymer productions. Continue Thompson, 2010, he say injection molds is so complex. It's necessary participation of designers, polymer specialistic engineers, and tool manufacturers. Ricardo Souza, he say, to analyze the quality surface finish, it is necessary to measure the gloss and roughness. And finally, Daniel Matsuka et al. 2021, he say, injection process operate in high temperature, high pressure. So this means that problem can arise because have a contraction and accumulate stress. Problems like gloss. Okay, what justify this job? I will say countless factor. I will repeat countless factors like polymers, material, mold, texture, process, parameters, control, maintenance that can be influence the variation in gloss, in plastic, and a large number of professionals involved. Again, a large number of professionals involved. Certainly, we can see in our mind the car manufacturers, but the car manufacturers have partners like suppliers, partner supplies, and plastic suppliers have other kind partners, mold makers, texture makers, and into this company we can see many engineers, quality analysts, designer, material specialists, tool makers. So these professional and companies suffer in the design phase and product life if you gloss them. The goals: analyze knowledge about the phenomena of gloss variation. And I'd like to say that this survey aims to take preventive and assertive action on the gloss characteristic in this type of process. Methodology: a type of research is quantitative survey method. Sample: 18 professional in automotive sector. And procedure: survey questionnaire if 11 questions. Into these 11 questions, we have 8 closed questions and 3 open questions created by Google Doc. Okay, quickly, I'd like to share the literature review. Again, we can see the keywords and a semantic field, okay, and a portfolio article. And begin, we can see the scope based in Google Academic, Google Scholar, And I start with 128 files, and I use a criteria to inclusion and exclusion. First, reading the title and abstract. The second criteria is reading introduction and methodology. And finally, I can found relevant result, 24 article and 6 dissertation. And quickly we can see a graphic, review context, and I'd like to share that I found 6 uh, files about gloss variation, 8 about automotive sexual polymers, 3 about injection process, 4 texturing process, however, plastic mold, injection mold. Okay, in literature review, I'd like to share the information, the definition about gloss, and author Mondrake and Mondolac 2013 agreed that the definition is subjective measure of the ability of a surface to reflect direction light. Okay, continue. In literature review, I have a frame. I created this frame. Here we can see 5 similar research about gloss variation. And this column we can see type of work, title of work, author, causative factor, author citation, conclusion. So here we can see 5, but 3 confirm that the causative factor is mold temperature. Again, we can see here mold temperature, and again we can see mold temperature. Okay, Tobias 2020 uh, described that the temperature is dominant. Okay, result. All the question is a result, but here I decide to bring a meanings question. First of all, area of participation of respondent. So we can see the areas: product engineer, quality engineer, specialist plastic mold manufacturer, material specialist, however. And in top one, we can see product engineer and quality engineer, 76, 30.38.9%, 33.3%. Company where they work or have worked, and we can see, sorry, and top 2 and 1, plastic parts suppliers, vehicle manufacturers, 880, and both 44.4%. Factor that most influence the gloss variation. Okay, we have these options: material, process parameters, texture tape, and top one, 7, 38.9%. Okay, here we have an open question, question 7, that asks you which process factor is most relevant to the variation in gloss. Comment your answer. So we can see many answers about temperature, but we have other specific about gloss variation. Sorry, about mold temperature, like here, mold temperature, mold and material temperature, mold temperature, mold temperature again. So, like the literature review, we have in a questionnaire a similar result. Mold temperature is a main problem about gloss variation. So question 10, about the relevance of gloss variation, we have in 77.8%, 14 answers, uh, and the professionals say high relevance is so common to impact production and enter in a project team. Okay, final consideration, main conclusion. First, about the relevance. Again, we come back here in question 10. We have 40 professionals, 70.8% say is so relevant impact production and enter-intent projects. Internal mold temperature is a main parameter influence clause variation. We can remember in question 7, main information about temperature, but specific information about mold temperature, mold temperature, mold temperature. Okay, correlation if literature. Again, we can see the frame and we can see the jobs, the research about a causative factor, and we can see 5 research and 3 that say mold temperature, mold temperature is a main causative factor. So, influence factors, we have process parameter 35% and material with 38%. Again, we can see, sorry, let me see. We can see the question 3, and we have in the top 1, top 2, material process parameters. Okay. Finally, about the limitation in this article, is the question 3. Should you also have a modification option? Okay, we can read in a literature review, we can check in a frame uh, many information about mold temperature, but in the question 3 we can see these options. Okay, but question 7 we can see many comments that I think help us to solve this situation, this limitation. Okay, finally, we can see future works, compare gloss specification and tolerance between different manufacturers, develop a preventive maintenance program for mold, taking account the variation in gloss over time, evaluate additives and chemical formulation to reduce gloss in the material composition. So finally, we can see our reference using this article. And thank you, guys. I'd like to say, I'd like to share, I'd like to comment that this article was published in an academic symposium on production engineer at the at EEL USP. And here in this link, we can see a full material about this article. Again, thanks so much. If you have some question or doubt, certainly I will create a space to answer and comment what's necessary. Okay, thanks so much and bye bye.